Good morning and welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Monday, March 2nd. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps this morning, which are lower. We're down 0.84%, which is off the morning lows. We were down, the 674 region, and now we're at the 680 region. So that's actually kind of positive when you think about it. Now, obviously, we know what the key issue here is today. I mean, no one's going to, dispute that. But, what happened over in Iran overnight, over the weekend, hey, that's really causing some negative sentiment on the market today. But, you got to remember that Iran is isolated. It's not like there's a whole lot of people doing business with Iran. It's not like their GDP is really that significant. So, this market, when you look at the Chinese markets are actually higher at the end of the day. So I'm not really too concerned here because of how isolated Iran is. But on the flip side, you are seeing oil prices move higher. You are seeing defensive stocks move higher. You are seeing cargo stocks move higher. Airlines and financials, that's where the weakness is, and that's expected. The Pentagon is scheduled to hold a briefing this morning on the latest developments. This is going to be a key one. So market's going to be watching that very closely. On the economic calendar, you got the ISM manufacturing data that's coming out in the pre-market. Oh no, that comes out at 10 a.m. 30 minutes after the bell opens. In terms of corporate news, NVIDIA is preparing to reveal a new processor. Remember, they got that GPU event later this month. I think it's on March 14th. Micron announced that it's opening up India as its first semiconductor assembly test facility. Palo Alto Networks, they announced a bunch of collaborations at the Mobile World Congress that's going on this week. Morgan Stanley, that tech conference starts today. We got presentations from AMAT, Verizon, Disney, and Intuit. On the earnings front, we're seeing ticker RDNT, that's moving higher, while Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH, is moving lower after earnings announcements. Let's see what else we got here. On the earnings front, we got Riot, we got MDB, AutoZone, Target, CrowdStrike, Vive System, Avago, Sienna, JD, Marvel, and Costco all releasing this week. That's something to keep an eye on. Now we're turning our attention over to the global markets, and we're looking at Germany. German DAX is down 2.38% with weakness in financials, which is really the main driver of the decline. Then you got the FTSE. The FTSE's down 156 points, or 1.44%. What's weak there? Financial stocks are really hurting the FTSE today. And the CAC in Paris is down 2.02%. Cyclical growth sensitive stocks, including luxury and banking stocks, are really under pressure this morning. Looking over at Asia last night, we're looking at the Nikkei. The Nikkei fell 1.35%. Airlines, banks were weak. Hong Kong fell 2.14%. Tech and the consumer stocks led those losses. But then there's China. China was up 0.47%. The markets are expecting a stimulus announcement to occur maybe this week, because the National People's Congress is getting underway this week. Now we're turning our attention over to oil right now, and oil is trading higher. We got oil up 7.34% to $71.94 a barrel for WTI. Brent, on the other hand, is up 8.21% to $78.85. Listen, there's a meeting on OPEC over the weekend. Expectations were for 137 barrel production increase. Instead, because of what happened in Iran, they actually increased the production to 206,000 barrels per day. So that's really big. And oil prices are down hard this morning, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give back some of these outsized gains. I think it's up just a little bit too much. I could see a pullback. Okay, let's move on into earnings. And, I guess we've got to start off with ticker RDNT, which is RadNet. Stock's up 5.57% this morning. They beat by 3 cents. They did it on higher revenue. Then you look at Norwegian Cruise Lines, which also released earnings. They're down 7.42%. They only beat by a penny, but that was done on lower revenue, so I'm not surprised to see that stock trading lower. Target's coming out tomorrow morning. Their EPS is $1.17. Expected move is 9.46%. Best Buy, ticker BBY, Boy Yellow. Their EPS is $2.48. Expected move is 9.78%. On the economic front, we get the ISM manufacturing index numbers coming out this morning at 10 a.m. We're taking a look at the markets this morning, and Yeah, we're seeing weakness. It is, it is widespread. I will say in the Dow, Chevron's trading higher, Boeing's trading higher, Honeywell's flat to higher, Sherwin-Williams is higher. Defense stocks, oil stocks, trading higher, not surprisingly. Looking at, Apple's trading lower by 0.8%. Remember, they got this hardware event going on this week. Amazon, stock is trading lower by 2% this morning. They expanded their investment in Spain by 18 billion, bringing the total to 33.7 billion for AI and cloud and data centers. You look at it, Netflix. Netflix is, still trading lower this morning. It's down 1.28%. But, it's getting some price target upgrades. It's going to get all that cash from walking away from the deal. So, yeah, Netflix is kind of in a bullish pattern, I got to tell you. Tesla, it is weakening today. It's down, it's under 400 to 393.70. Chinese electric vehicle sales are said to have a slow start in 2026. Not surprising. Looking at Dow Jones 30 stocks, NVIDIA, telecom leaders commit to building the 6G on secure AI native platforms. Remember, NVIDIA is going to release that new chip at their GPU event, I think March 14th, March 15th. Chevron spiking this morning on Middle Eastern news. CVX is up 3.65%. In terms of guidance news, we've got Norwegian Cruise Line sees Q1 adjusted EPS 16 cents versus a consensus estimate of 14 cents. Radnet, RDNT, they see full year 2026 revenue coming in $2.32 billion to $2.375 billion. Street estimate is 2.25, so that's a big uptick. In terms of buyback news, ADMA, Biologics, ticker ADMA, they announced $125 million accelerated share repurchasing plan with JP Morgan. ADT announced a $1.5 billion share repurchasing program. In terms of catalyst calls, Citibank ups Kodiak Gas Services. They opened up a 90-day positive catalyst watch list. Okay, let's move into our pick of the day, which is On Holdings, ticker ON, Oscar Nancy earnings are due out, tomorrow morning. EPS is 26 cents. Expected move is 11.32%. Yesterday's call volume, Friday's call volume, 2,045 calls versus 1,652 puts. Open interest, 218K versus 117K. I like them both. Those are both positive figures. Major brokers, it's only followed by one, but they're positive on the stock, raise price target. So, I do like the stock. But for me to get into it, I am, I'm obviously looking for a discount. I want to get into, $45 in that area. 45. If I can get under 45, that'd be great. But that's my pick of the day, On Holdings, ticker ON. Okay, let's take a look at the hot news stories hitting the tape this morning to see if there's anything significant we see. NVIDIA partners and invest $2 billion in Lumentum. KVYO announced a $500 million share repurchasing program. Let's see what else we got here. That's what I'm seeing this morning. Okay, now we're going to go on to our pick of the day from Friday, which was EchoStar. I mean, ticker SATS. I mean, listen, the stock opened up at 107, fell to 105.32, then it closed at a high at 115.53. I mean, there was some takeover chatter here, and it just rode that wave. So, you got your more than 1% on EchoStar on Friday. You didn't have to sit back and wait for the earnings. There was so much positive news going around there. It was a big winner. All right, traders, that concludes today's podcast. You guys know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.